guys, what's up? It's Isolation Gamer 05 back at you again with another video of our F1 2020 Driver Career Mode, episode number 10 today for the Monaco Grand Prix. If you missed our previous episode in Spain, well, go ahead and watch it. It was a pretty good race, probably one of our most consistent drives so far this season, which is insane much. But we're about to head into Monaco, which is my worst track on the game, let's be real. It's basically the goal is to not be overly appalling, but here we are. We're going to invest in a rear downforce upgrade, which isn't probably going to be ready until Azerbaijan for the next race. So we're going to have our work cut out for us, but hopefully these downforce upgrades come in. We're also going to invest in a weight reduction upgrade in our chassis, which is hopefully going to give us a lot of a boost in the chassis index. And because we've completed 6 races, we were finally able to replace that gearbox, which if you watched the last episode, you'll know almost gave us problems at the very end. But as you can see, a lot of upgrades are coming in, a lot of successful ones, but our weight redistribution upgrade for the chassis failed, unfortunately, which, considering it's Monaco, we need all the upgrades we're going to get. But unfortunately we have to reinvest, and that won't be ready until Azerbaijan next race. Monaco's going to be sunny, qualifying and the race. That's good, because I mean, I need everything on my side for this race, believe me. I'm just going to give you a heads up, it's pretty bad. But we're going to switch to our first engine column because you don't really need engine power on Monaco. So it's fine to use a worn engine, but with that, let's head into qualifying. And here we are, and because I am so uncertain of how this race is going to go, I'm going to run a custom setup for the first time ever, and I'll leave a link to the video in which I found the setup in the description if anyone on the controller wants to know how to do okay around Monaco. But anyway, as you can see, we really messed up our entry into Rascasse, and well, we're about to enter the hairpin, and this turn right here is where I lose all my time. Like, on the pad, there's just no turn radius, and I just can't complete the turn with the car. And so we lose almost about a second a lap because of our inability to navigate the hairpin. But as we go down the straight, we cross the line, and we start with P6, but keep in mind, this is the beginning of qualifying, and we somehow picked up front wing damage along the way, so you have to stay in the garage to repair that, and we're down in P19. So we're about to be out-qualified by a teammate for the first time, and get eliminated in Q1 for the first time. And we can't have that happen. So here we go on our second flying lap of Q1, and well, as you see, I'm about to show the full lap, so you can tell that this is not going to be a very good one. But anyway, we're heading through Beau Rivage right now. This is a track that actually every corner has a name, so hopefully this will be a little easier for you. But our first sector is pretty strong as we dive down into the casino, entering Mirabeau, and we're about to enter the hairpin, and it's pretty good, actually. This is probably one of my best takes at the hairpin. As we enter the Mirabeau, again, the second Mirabeau, and do Portier, heading into the tunnel, and this is such a cool section. I love this tunnel section. Again, probably the only part of Sector 2 that's actually really good, and we gain so much time, almost a second by navigating the hairpin as we go to the Nouvelle Chicane. Pretty decent. I have to say, although, while Monaco really sucks, for me, like, I'm terrible at this track. All this, as we head to the swimming pool, this is like, first and third sectors are great. As we dive into Rascasse, hopefully we won't pull any Rascasse dive bombs, because I don't think we're ready for that. And here we are, onto the last corner, DRS open, about to cross the line, see if we can get out of Q1, and we're into P8. So this is way better than what I expected, and well, I got so distracted I ran into the barrier at Saint-Devote to cap things off. But as you can see, P8, Albon doesn't really put up much of a good lap compared to his teammate, but P8 for us is really good considering how bad we are at this circuit, and clearly you can see how many mistakes we make. Yeah, the first and third sectors, again, really good for me. Like, I feel really good. I love the flow, but that second sector, at least the first half of it, just destroys my lap time. And we beat Gio, who's down in P17, so we out-qualified our teammate. That's good. I wish we could say the same for the race. But anyway, onto Q2 on our first lap, and well, that luck we had into the hairpin isn't really there, as we hold up Max Verstappen behind us. And, well, we didn't get any damage, but we really unsettle and lose all the speed we were carrying into the hairpin. And as we cross the line at the end of our lap, it's P5. And again, remember, this is the beginning of qualifying, as we pull off to the side of Saint-Devote to let Max Verstappen have his flying lap. And as you can see, Now that everyone set their time, we're down into P15. So this needs to be the lap of the gods. As we head into the hairpin again, you're going to see this turn a lot, because you're going to see how just messing up this one corner ruins everything. But we actually gained some time here, almost about like 4 or 5 tenths per second through that corner as we head through the swimming pool section. This is such a great section of the track. I love the flow, the quick turns. But as we dive into Rascas, we take it a little wide. We miss the apex, but we still gain quite a bit of time, almost 4 tenths as we open the DRS down the straight with max fuel load and hot lap on DRS, and it's not good enough. So we get ready for a cool down lap, and we're about to go again. But as you can see, I'm about to put it back into max because I realized that we have no time to do a cooldown lap. We only have a minute to complete this lap, and it's almost about a minute and 15 seconds to complete a lap around Monaco. So we have to go. This is it. We have to gain time, but because of our cooldown lap, we've lost about a second. As we dive into the hairpin, we ride the curb, and as we enter Mirabeau and Ed de Portier, and this pretty good section, honestly, but because we have such a deficit to cross as we head towards the Nouvelle chicane, we have so much time to make up for. And keep in mind also we have a worn engine, so engine performance isn't on our side. We navigate the Nouvelle chicane very well. We're only 7 tenths down as we enter into Tabac, and we're entering the swimming pool section. We still have a purple second sector, so now we're only like 1/10 down as we navigate towards Rascas. This needs to be it. We need to do really well here. We hit the apex, but we lose quite a bit of speed in order to hit it, and we lose a lot of speed into the last corner. As you open the DRS down the straight, we're still at 10th down. Can we make up the time? Can the engine hold out? We cross the line, see where we end up, and it's only P15. Yeah, maybe that intense music wasn't really called for. So we finished Monaco with our worst qualifying ever in the season. Put in perspective, we were a full second behind Carlos Sainz, who was only in 14th. In order to crack the top 10, we needed to cut off at least 2 seconds. So, yeah, we need to really step it up. But let's head into the race and hope our fortunes turn for the better.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That was how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean Sea. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco, then. It's not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo, and although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. And with me as usual is Anthony Davidson. Let's start with Alfa Romeo. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel, and Albon, Perez, Ricciardo, Stroll, and Lando Norris. Ocon, Gasly, Daniel Kvyat, and Sainz, Skip, Grosjean, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Kevin Magnussen, Russell, and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
I hope so, Jeff. But I also forgot to mention that Kvyat, our rival, outqualified us. So we have a lot to make up for. And Monaco isn't a really easy... There's no space to overtake around Monaco. But we're about to do a one-stop, and we pull a risk. We're going to go on a medium tire to start with, and we're going to switch to the softs toward the end of the race, hoping that the extra grip will get us some positions. But here we go. The 5 red lights of the Monaco Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go as we get a brilliant start off the line. We pass 4 cars, and we're about to pass Lando Norris into Saint-Devote. A lot of heroics into Saint-Devote this one, but Norris bangs tires with us, and as we enter Beau Rivage, we gain 4 positions off the line, and we're ahead of all the medium tire runners in this race. That was the start that we needed. This looks good. We can at least maybe get some points out of this race after a start like that. As you can see off the replay, we rocket off the line, and we could have gotten Lando, but he got the position over us and the racing line, and he did kind of give us he had some contact, but nothing to really unsettle the car. But as we enter the hairpin, this is where we're going to see some. As you can see, the yellow flags come out, and that just shows how slow we are. We have no turning radius, and as you can see, Lando gains 2 seconds just because of the lousy corner entry. And to put into context, if you think that I'm overreacting, look at this replay. Look at this camera angle. Like, that space between me and Lando that develops because of our inability to navigate the hairpin is brutal. And here we can see from Ocon, see how much slower he becomes.
What the honestly? Oh.
I don't know, mate. Just keep your head in the game.
Yeah, we're not going to be very popular this race, I'm guessing, judging by Ocon's reply. But as we enter Mirabeau, we enter the hairpin again, and we do close some distance to Lando, who is on the softer tire, so we should be faster, but not this much faster. And he gains a full second and a half over us because of our inability to navigate that hairpin. So that hairpin is our Achilles heel, if this track wasn't difficult enough. And as we, on lap 4 this is now, as you can see, we've been stuck behind Lando. We've been, basically, this is yo-yo effect, where we're clawing back the gap to Lando, but then suddenly we lose it all again. So, yeah, not very good. It's not good at all. Anyway, here we are into lap 4. We're entering Tabac now, but we carry too much speed. We hit the wall, and, well, yeah, this is exactly what we were trying to avoid. As Jeff reminds us that we need to mind the front wing, but like, Monaco is ruthless in that sense. Like, any mistakes you make around here, you're definitely going to damage your car. Like, there's no forgiveness here. It's not like Bahrain or any one of those tracks with a lot of runoff area. As you enter the tunnel out of Portier, and Ocon is putting up a fight now because of our inability to navigate that chicane. Sorry, not the chicane, the hairpin. But we entered the Nouvelle chicane now, which is probably where my mind was going. We navigated decently, but Ocon is still on our tail. We do kind of park it on the apex, so that way we can slow him down. But we put we put ERS on through the tunnel because we need to develop this gap. Because Ocon is realistically only a couple tenths of a second behind us, and so if he stays right here, he could pass us on the DRS straight, the only DRS straight on Monaco. So you enter Tabac. We're heading towards the swimming pool section right now. We navigate the 2 quick chicanes. As we go through here, we ride the curb too much, and we break the front wing more. Thankfully, the pit lane is right out of Rascas, so we don't have to go through another lap with a damaged front wing. But this is not the way we wanted to go through this race. So now our strategy is compromised because we can't go to the softs now. It would just be foolish to do another pit stop. So now the pit crew is going to put us on the hard tires, and maybe we can last it till the end of this race. But with 30 odd laps left, and the tire wear on Monaco being decently, I don't know. It really depends on the car, I guess, because the tire abrasiveness could be really bad around Monaco, but sometimes it might not be because you're not going to put that much speed down. But to exit the pit lane, we're down in P20. So this is not where we want to be in a race around Monaco. But let's look at the replay. Let's see exactly how that happened, because I did turn in. It wasn't like I really did anything wrong per se. But here, as you can see, I ride the sausage curb way too much. And because our tires are off the ground, there's no turning radius. Our car's not turning properly. It's just being propelled forward by the momentum. So we just go into the barrier. And here's a comparison. You see Lando. Like, he misses a sausage curve quite a bit. He's able to turn right, but through our cockpit cam, you can see we do the same gear shifts as he does, but because we ride that sausage curve way too much, as we're about to do right now, but because we ride it almost like a corner cut, we managed to keep the car aligned. But even, especially with the lack of downforce, because of the front wing damage, that really did not help us in that instant. So we have to be very careful. We need to find exactly where we can manipulate corners without, compromising our entry. Anyway, still in P20, but Lando just come out of the pits, so he comes in for an early pit stop as well, so we can realistically catch him. He's probably our next target as we dive into Mirabeau. And well, yeah, we really need to get our act together, because at this rate, we're looking for at a last place finish and our worst race position ever gained in this career mode series. As we're heading towards Rascas. We dive into Rascas, hoping to gain some time on the DRS straight, and we're right behind Lando. We get into the detection zone, so maybe we can get a move here as we go into DRS, rich in overtake mode. But the worn engine we have, all the worn components, has meant a lack of power. And so normally when we should be able to use the slipstream to get by the McLaren, We are just struggling right now as we dive into Mirabeau, hoping to get for the gap. But Lando squeezes against the wall. Like, there's no doubt we had so much contact, but thankfully no damage to the front wing. How has that happened? As we navigate the hairpin, and of course we lose time because our line was unsettled because of the amount of squeezing. Like, Lando squeezed us against the wall. Like, it was a pincer move. Look at this. You can hear the sound of the tires brushing against his side pod and the barrier. Lando, I don't think he sees us because we come from so far back.
What the f is doing?
Alright, so I guess add Lando Norris to our list of enemies we've gained in this race. So Ocon and him, we tried to do a dive around the outside at Raskas, but we just don't really, there's just no confidence in this drive. Like, we're not really making any significant moves as we used to. As we try to do a move into Saint Devote, but we cut the curb way too much because Lando doesn't leave us any space. Like, I just have no confidence near these barriers. But here we go, we dive down on lap 18 into Mirabeau, and this time Lando gives us some space, but we have to almost wiggle our way through his pincer move. Not a very good move. That could have really damaged the car. Lando tries to navigate the hairpin around us at the hairpin because of our slow speed, but we make the move stick as we go through Portier towards the tunnel section, and we can, well, this is where we can gain a gap. Now we get the Williams. We can definitely pass the Williams. But look at our wing cam as we dive past Lando, and you can hear the tires and the front wing scraping the side of the wall as we try to navigate past Lando.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, sorry, I have to censor it because, you know, I have to keep this PG. I'll just say that what Lando said, he didn't say punt. He said something very similar. Yeah, I'm not getting invited on Quadrant anytime soon. Not as if I was. I mean, they probably don't even know I exist. But anyway, trying to navigate past Nicholas Latifi the last corner, but he brake checks us, essentially. But we do kind of run into the back of him as well. We do still get DRS, so we're able to stay ahead of Lando, but all of the speed we were carrying at this point has been lost. We enter Saint Devote, and Latifi does a really good job defending, but here we are. We're heading on to lap 20 of this race, and we're still in 18th place, because I believe when the Haas did a pit stop, and we dive past Latifi Saint Devote, but we like, if you think Ben Daly, team at Marduk, does corner cutting, well, this is corner cutting at its worst, let's just say. As you can see, Nicholas Latifi's cam, yeah. You see, this is how you're supposed to take Saint Devote, and this is how you take advantage of the stewards not looking at the back of the race. Yeah. Not my proudest moment, I'll say that. But here we are, we're heading towards Kevin Magnussen and Haas through Raskas, but we don't realize he's going to pit, and we give him a shunt into the pit lane. Thankfully, I don't think we crashed him, because we definitely would have gotten a penalty for that, but we damaged the left side of the front wing. This race is just getting worse and worse. Like, honestly, at this point, we've driven 22 laps, but it's like our own personal hell. As you can see, yeah, we almost end Magnussen's race because we didn't know he was entering the pits at this point.
What is it doing?
And we can add Kevin Magnussen to the list of drivers who probably want to kill us. I just hope that he doesn't say what he said to Nico Hulkenberg at Hungary. You can look that up on your own time, I won't say it. But as you can see, we extend track limits into the Novell chicane because we carry way too much speed. We're under so much pressure from Lando, who, although being at the back, is showing way more pace than us as we navigate the swimming pool section, trying not to ram into the wall again. And we managed to build a gap to Lando as we enter Raskas. And, well, yeah, no, this is just hell at this point. There's no denying it. But we're into 15th place, I believe. Magnussen's pit stop definitely helped us in that sense. Or was it Russell who pitted? I honestly don't know. But now our next target is our teammate, Giovinazzi. But as we enter the hairpin on the same lap, or is it a lap? I don't know if it's the same lap anymore. Honestly, the hell is just constant through all these laps. But we carry so much speed at the hairpin. That's our worst take of the hairpin, because we basically have to brake and stop the car to avoid getting hit into the wall. And that lets Norris and Magnussen pass us. Look at the replay. You can see how much speed we carry, and we brake to stop, but we so much speed in a turning radius, we just can't navigate that turn. And so 2 drivers pass us in a span of 1 corner. Like, this is painful. Oh my god. I know this is Spain without the S. Except we had that last race, and that was actually a good race. But as we navigate Mirabeau, we're about to see if we can pass the Haas, but that was our end plate, wasn't it? Oh my god. I give up. I'm so done at this point. We have to change our front wing. We need downforce on Monaco, but look at the replay. Like, that's just careless. Like, there's no excusing us there. That was just stupidity on our part, a loss of concentration. Yeah, so we're going to have to pit now in lap 7 in P17. And there's only 9 laps left in this race. So maybe we can put on some soft tires and maybe salvage something from this race. I don't know, but oh god. Yeah, we have not impressed. And this is probably the most prestigious race on the calendar. So, and our pit crew puts us on the mediums. Why? Why? This is not, no. 9 laps, you can put the softs on. Why are we putting... The only saving grace at this moment is that Nicholas Latifi hasn't passed us. So we're not last, but we might as well be last place. We navigate the pit lane, we're heading down into Beau Rivage. And down the straight, 2 laps later, and we're still way too far back. We're 11 seconds behind Magnussen and the Haas. But Valtteri Bottas is out of the race. The pole sitter is out. Man, this guy can't catch a break even in the game. But as he enters towards Mirabeau, and it seems to be an engine failure. That's the second time. It's like what happened in Zandvoort just 2 races ago. As you can see through his T-cam, there's just a loss of power as he gets out of the corner.
No power. Copy that. Slow enough, we're going to retire the car.
Yeah, I mean, I share Valtteri's pain. And to make matters worse, as we pass Valtteri, we got more front wing damage. Great! Yeah, love that noise. I love that noise as you go through the hairpin. Oh! Yeah. Sorry, I was getting salty, and also getting salty because I just realized we've been lapped, and when we were in the pits for the second time, we got lapped. Because as we passed the DNF Bottas, we didn't gain a position. So we've been lapped. See, the Ferrari's right there. So we've been lapped hard, and now we have front wing damage again. But we get 2 purple sectors, 2 our best sectors. Kind of shows the second sector we suck at. Sorry, I'm being salty right now. I'll try to control myself. No, I won't. I'm so mad. As we enter Beau Rivage, and here we are down the straight. And that's a pretty good lap time, actually. So maybe the mediums are starting to work their magic here, and we're catching up to the Haas of Magnussen. So right now, we're just pedal to the metal, trying to salvage a little something from this race, and we set the fastest lap. So potentially, the fastest lap point won't be going to anyone because we will have robbed it. But we don't get any points if we're not in the top 10 for the fastest lap, which kind of sucks. Here we are. We go on the inside. We switch back at Magnussen through Rascas into the last corner. We gain a position. That's great, but we get a collision warning with Magnussen. But I didn't feel any contact. Let's just watch the replay as we dive down the inside, the final last corner, and... Oh, that's his end plate. Yep, now Magnussen is definitely not our friend anymore. It's okay, I was never planning to drive for Haas anyways. But as you can see, because of the way we navigate that corner, we don't leave him any space, and we pincer him into the wall. He makes contact with our rear left, and well, the rest is history.
Just think about what you want to do because I'm really not comfortable racing this guy.
Oh god, yep. Well, Magnussen's not our friend. We've made him an enemy. He's going to get us. That's 2 incidents we've had with Magnussen, 2 with Norris, and 1 of Ocon. Let's try not to make an enemy out of George Russell. So we pull the same move we did on Magnussen. We do a switch back through Rascas, and we navigate the corner, making sure to give him tons of space. And well, I've never heard Jeff sound that enthusiastic. I think he's just kind of pitying me at this point. But that's the replay. This is a great move. We pulled a switch back with the better tire grip around Rascas, and from George's cam, you can see he gives us a space, and we give him space in return. Not much, but we do. And as we navigate the swimming pool section on lap 38, Lewis Hamilton wins the Monaco Grand Prix. So another win for the British driver, but because we're a lap down, this is where we're going to end our race. Thankfully, I don't think I could do another lap of this, and this is arguably the worst race we've ever raced in our career, but hopefully it's the last. God, I'm done.
Take care of the car on the way in.
That's it then for another nail-biting Monaco Grand Prix. We were on the edge of our seats the whole time, but they've come through to take a stunning victory. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Yeah, so we didn't even pay attention to the front runners, but Leclerc gets P2. He gets on the podium, considering that the 2 races he's raced at Monaco have been travesties at his home Grand Prix. This is a great result from him. The same can't be said for Bottas, and the same definitely can't be said for us, as we not only drop a position from our qualifying standard, but Gio finishes 13th from 17th place. Yeah, so Gio has 1 race over us, which is not great for us. And not great for our standards of the team, but, I mean, Verstappen and Leclerc, good job from them, and Hamilton, well, I mean, though, I guess the one solace is that we were able to get the fastest lap from him. And Albon, the man who had like 2 podiums at the beginning of this season, he's not doing very well anymore. I'm wondering if this yeah, I mean, in the game context, this is when he got patched and got like a huge nerf because of his, the way he was driving in the 2020 season, but, I mean, it's a huge drop for him. And Kvyat also outqualifies us just outside the... outfinishes us just outside the points. So, in terms of rivalry of our teammate, of our rival, and then with getting points for our team, it's just been atrocious. And it doesn't really do me much good thinking that, well, all the overtakes we did were either illegal or, like, we just made a lot of enemies. So, hopefully we can get some goodwill back for the next race in Azerbaijan. And hopefully we can maybe put up a better result than we did now. But in terms of constructors, Racing Point with great points tie with us, but haven't inherited 4th in the constructors. All those points coming from me, of course. But we actually tie Kvyat in our rivalry, so I don't know, maybe there is a silver lining to this race. But anyway, that was Monaco. Thank you so much for joining me. I mean, thank you for joining me, arguably through hell, but I mean, thank you nonetheless. Remember, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. And, well, let's just turn over a new leaf for Azerbaijan. I'm Isolation Gamer 05. Stay safe out there, and until next time, peace out.